When I first met with a client, I took a panoramic shot of the walls we would be painting for the mural. I went home and then did this digital comp here. It is of all San Diego landmarks, even though this is in Phoenix. She loved her time in San Diego and wanted to remember that forever. So I came up with different San Diego landmarks that she sent over. And then I came in late night and primed the wall. But clearly, I didn't do a good enough job, so I had to do more the next day to really fill in the gaps. After it was primed, I was able to get started. The challenge with any mural is the surface you're painting on. This block is very porous, so it does absorb a ton of paint. And to get the right effects is actually pretty challenging. So you see, I'm just kind of working through different areas on the wall, starting with the edge, because I figured that would be the best place to start, because she does have a sitting area to my left there that she would be sitting at, and I want to make sure that lined up perfectly, and then started working my way towards the right. And then from there, I just start filling in the clouds. Once the clouds started going in, I realized I didn't like some of the aspects of that. So I started changing some things out, fiddling with some ideas. The client actually came out and took a few videos of me working. Didn't notice her doing this, but it's really cool to see kind of what it looked like in real time here. So there is some color shifts that happen. That is intentional. Mostly because of the boldness required for the lighting that is in Phoenix. It can be very bright. And what you find is a lot of the aspects and the details in murals get washed out, especially if you're doing a painterly one. As I go through, I'm just noodling with the details in the clouds, starting to establish some of the pylons for the Coronado Bridge here, and working out some of the colors on the water. It is really hard to see, but it is a very deep blue that is on the black there. That's just kind of the initial layout. Being that this is night, it will have that darkness. So I kept on working through, then adding some more detail to the bottom of the bridge as well as the water. And now we're into day 2 of the mural. This is me kind of adding more things to the bridge. There's some lights. I do use reference. I use my phone typically. I have 2 phones, one that's recording the time lapse and one that I use for reference, mostly with the Bay Bridge. Some of it is using the digital reference of the illustration that I did, but I find I tend to use photo reference to kind of get an idea of what it really looks like. Counting the pylons, counting the amount of lights, making sure it's as accurate as possible, and also working out those fun details in the sky. And then moving over towards the right as it blends into the evening sky. The orange tape there is just a marker for me to know where the boat is going to go, so I have a perfect idea. And also with bricks, it's a beautiful thing because everything is flat. You have a perfect horizon and you can maintain that all the way across without using any tape. Because I am so awesome, I forgot to hit record for the time lapse on the boat as well as the Hotel Del in the background. But you get an idea kind of what I'm up to. I'm doing the reflections. You'll see me move on to placing the moon. Initially, I made it a little bit too big. Thought it was a little bit too high as well. So I moved that down, shrunk it down, and then started establishing more of what I wanted to work on the next day. We are. So this, you can see how narrow of a ledge I had to paint on, but you can see that the Coronado Bridge is done. And here we have the start of day 3. Day 3 was really successful. Sometimes things just don't go as quick as you hope, but I started working my way towards Point Loma, dialing in the clouds, and really trying to work out the transition from that middle night to the really deep night with the moonlight just kind of hanging over and adding that really cool ominous feel near Point Loma. Kind of put in the lighthouse, the one at the base of Point Loma. This reference that I used of Point Loma was actually given to me by the client. I think it was taken from the shore, so it really exaggerated the height of what Point Loma really is, but I really love how that came out. It really adds a lot of this feeling and perspective that Point Loma normally doesn't have. Still just as beautiful. It's more of a tribute than anything else. And then we end day 3. Here we are in the final day of painting, and the camera overheated and died. It was quite hot on Friday. It was starting to climb up. The weekend was inching towards 105 degrees. So using shade was paramount to anything else, and the camera didn't have any, as it turns out. So here you can see the clouds got really soft and fluffy. Point Loma got really dialed in, and everything looks fantastic. And this part of the mural is complete. So the client approached me and actually asked if I could stay one more day to do the wall to the left of the Coronado Bridge. It just wasn't working as bare terracotta. So we came up with a concept, and I gladly took care of it. I was able to do this in one day. Her and her friend actually primed the wall for me, which was huge on Friday, so I could come in here on Saturday and go ahead and start laying in these special clouds. The backdrop here is for a metal sculpture she had made of the San Diego skyline. So you see kind of come together here, and I am so glad we did, because it really finalized the mural and made it as amazing as it is. So enjoy this moment of Zen here, and thank you so much for watching.